If you want a diet that can help you lose up to 4 kg in just 3 days, then you should give this a try out. This was the one, and the major ingredients of meal we'll be needing are eggs and apple. So on day one, I actually went to the market just when I was done with the gym. So I got so really tired. I couldn't do a detailed video about the meals I had for the day. So this was what I was just able to do. I was just trying to create something, but I was extremely tired because the market I went to was very far away from me. So there is no detailed video about the one. But trust me, in subsequent videos, I'll tell you how the whole diet is, what you're going to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So please manage the one for me while we move to another day. On day two again, kasala happened. But before then, you see this tea that I'm about to take is one very important tea that you would need for this diet, because this tea is a magical tea, very magical. So depending on the length of this video, I would know if I will include this tea recipe in this video or if I'm going to just upload it as another video entirely. But you see this tea, even if you are not on this diet, this tea is going to help you. The casala that happened on day two is the fact that I was done at the gym, and I don't know who offended my gym instructor. The way he drilled us, it was as if we offended him, or maybe his wife pursued him from the room, because he drilled us like we offended him, and it was so hard. So this was me when I go back from the gym. I was really tired, and I know I needed to eat, but first of all, I needed to clear up my room, because I cannot function in a room that is not tidy. This is the eating pattern for this diet. Your breakfast has to be between 10 to 12. Your lunch should be anytime from 2 to 4. And your dinner should be anytime from 6 to 8. So you cannot eat earlier than 10 and you cannot eat later than 8 p.m. For me, I did 12 p.m., 3 p.m. and 6/8 p.m. For the whole day, we are going to be eating 6 eggs. So I prefer to boil all my eggs at once. And when it's time for me to eat them, I'll know the quantity of eggs I'm going to eat for each meal, which I'm going to, of course, show you guys in this video. One of the reasons why I love this diet is that it is a high protein diet, which means it has the power to reduce insulin spike and also doesn't have so much effect on your glucose level, therefore reducing hunger hormones and also cutting your appetite. So by the time you are done with this diet, don't be shocked that you might not have appetite for large foods anymore. I don't know about you, but I don't like hard-boiled eggs. In fact, I don't like eggs at all. So when I want to boil my eggs, I always try to time it. Sometimes I give it 5 minutes, sometimes I give it 8 minutes. So this time around, I was trying to get 5 minutes, but I know that I might not boil that much. So I increased it to 8 minutes, which was the same timing I used for the last one. While the eggs are boiling, let's talk about water. Water intake is very important in this diet, because water helps you to detoxify naturally. So the aim in this diet is to have at least 6 sachets of pure water or 3 liters of water per day. And one of the things about me is that I struggle with water intake a lot. Like I can go a whole day without drinking up to 2 sachets of pure water. So tracking my water is something that I do consciously, and one way that I use to make sure I hit my water target is by pouring my water into a Ragolis bottle. So this 4 Ragolis bottle will give me 2, is it even 2 or 3? Will give me 3 liters of water. So I always target 4 Ragolis bottles every I would day. Usually take 1 Ragolis of water to the gym, so which means I have just 3 Ragolis of water left. So the 3 Ragolis of water, I'm going to divide them into my different meals for the day. That means 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, and 1 for dinner. And I have it at the back of my mind that no matter what, I must finish all this water in a day. So if you are someone who struggles with water intake as well, you might as well just try to make use of this. It's going to help you a lot, because trust me, water intake is very important, not just for this diet alone, but also for your overall health. So I've bottled my water, and the timer is up and our eggs are already boiled. So let's get them off fire and let's plate the meal. For breakfast, we are going to have three boiled eggs and also our magic tea. Now, instead of your magic tea, you can also use black tea like Lipton, top tea, or even your green tea. But remember, no milk or sugar. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but I don't like eggs, be it boiled eggs or fried eggs. Eggs are no for me. But eggs happens to be one of the cheapest source of protein in this country. Because trust me, even because of that, I'll definitely go for another option. But chicken breast, of course, is not an option. So now this is how I take my eggs. First of all, I make sure the eggs are not hard boiled. When it's still soft on the inside, it's always easy to pour things on it like salt and pepper that will penetrate into the eggs very well and still give it a very good taste to an extent. So this is me pouring salt and pepper, and then I'm just going to shake that and combine it very well. There is no room for aesthetics in this place. Person with the hunger, no they look for aesthetics up and down. So I'm just going to mix it together and I'm just going to have it and just manage it that way. So because I've had my magic tea earlier on, there is no need for me having magic tea again. So that is it, and I'm having my breakfast at 12:19. I could have had it at 12 o'clock, but I'm certain that it's because of all this shoot and my instructor drill that made me tired. That was the reason why I had my breakfast this late. Another trick I do again is before I eat any meal, I try to have about half of my Ragulis bottle before I start eating. Now that way, the water fills my stomach to some extent so that when I'm done eating, I don't feel extremely hungry again. And also when I'm done eating, I drink another water so that my stomach can get full or give my brain this sense of my stomach is full. I hope you get that logic. You can always use that in any kind of diet, your normal way of dieting. And so this is me eating, and trust me, every bite of these eggs felt like punishment because it was just like, God, why am I doing this? Why am I going through this? God, why did it give me big stomach? Because man, it's cray. But you know, when you are looking for a result, you have to do what you need to do. So one thing you should know is that we are going to be having same meal for the same 3 days. So my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for this day 2 is my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for day 1, day 2, and day 3. And you can also go for day 5. You can go for 5 days rather, but please don't go more than 7 days. If not, the diet becomes unhealthy. And as you know, it is not a sustainable what? It is not a sustainable diet. So let's go for lunch. Time for lunch. I always look forward to lunch because to me I still feel like lunch and dinner they are still okay to some extent. Especially dinner. Dinner is always like my favorite. But for lunch, you are going to be having an apple. You can have one or two apples, but we know in Nigeria now, say apple don't waiting, apple don't cost. So I'm going to be having just one apple. Then I'm going to have 2 eggs and also my magic tea. So remember, we actually boiled 6 eggs. So we had 3 in the morning, we are having 2 in the afternoon, and we are going to be having 1 at night. With this your lunch, you can additionally add 1 tablespoon of peanut butter as extra protein because this is a high protein diet. So, and since I'm working out, I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose muscle mass, which is why I'm trying to add peanut butter as extra source of protein. So I prepared my eggs the way I usually would, salt and pepper for the taste, and that is it for lunch. And don't forget your water. So this is going to be my second ragolis of water for the day. And that is it. I actually forgot to shoot my peanut butter, but I ate it. So from now, let's go to my favorite part of the day, which is dinner. Dinner is my favorite part of this diet. So for dinner, we're going to be having oats. You can use rolled oats, but I had instant oats at home. I used 1 cup, and one of the tricks I use for my oats is soaking my oats. Either is rolled oat or not rolled oats, I will soak my oats because it makes the outcome plentiful. Pardon my English, but when you soak your oats like this, when you prepare it, you get a lot more portion than when you just cook it outrightly. So I'm going to be soaking this oat for about maybe just 3 to 5 minutes because it is instant oat. But if it is rolled oat, I would use like maybe 30 minutes to 1 hour. So this is the oats quantity that I got, it almost filled this plate. You will not believe that it is just half cup of oats. So this is my sweetener, right? So this is a 0-calorie sweetener. This is not the container it came in with, but the container, I think it wasn't pumping out the tablet, which was why I poured the tablet into a container like this. I've had this sweetener for a very long time, like since last year. So this is it. I used about five tablets of it while I was cooking my oats. But if you have sugar, you can definitely use sugar, because I also still added sugar into this, because sometimes I don't like the end taste of this 0-calorie sweetener. So I added about 2 teaspoons of sugar to this my oats, and then I also added milk. Now I can use any milk of yours. In fact, I'll even prefer you use full cream milk instead of instant filled milk powder, because full cream milk has more protein than instant milk powder. So I'm just going to go ahead with just 2 portions of this, and also few portions of granules, just for more protein. So you can see my eggs here. I still add 1 egg and also an apple, and that is it for dinner. My dinner is always so yummy. I always look forward to dinner a lot. So that is the meal I had for day 3, and that's the end of it. And by the end of the 3, let us wake up and see the result. At the end of this diet, I lost 3.6 kg in 3 days. I went from 95.70 to 92.10. So yes, it was a win-win situation. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more.